Hi! I just did my first assessment in my institute. It was oral presentation on the topic nonverbal communication. So I just wanted to say a couple words how I did it. It was for 5 minutes and it was very hard to fit all what I wanted to say only in 5 minutes. But I tried to do my best. I actually, at home, when I timed, I did it for 5 minutes. And then at the class it took 6 minutes, because when you're nervous and shaking and so on, even you don't know why, you feel confident but your body feels not very secure, so probably that's why you're shaking. And it took me 6 minutes there. Yeah, anyway, I did a good job. I get from 15% 15%. So what I did, what they want us to do. First slide, it would be about like your topic and your name and blah blah blah. Then you need to do introduction. That's the main thing. You need to introduce why you're doing, what you're doing, and what it can bring. Then the next would be 3 points which you would cover there. Like in my presentation, it was face expressions and eye contact. Then second point was clothes and its colors, and the third point was about body language. We just covered little things as handshakes and the locks of your body. And yeah, that's it, because it's just 5 minutes. You can't do much in that. So then you should do like 1 minute for each topic and 2 slides. So 2 slides for face expressions, 2 slides for clothes, and 2 slides for body language. And then the last slide should be always summary, where you summarize just what you have told before. Not something new, just summarize. And you can add some quotes. And like the teacher said, your presentation should do 3 things. First, inform, then persuade to do what you inform in them. You try to make them do some actions. And the third one, to entertain. So I did, I think, all of them. Yeah, I inform them about what I want to inform them, non-verbal communication parts of it. And then I try to persuade them why they're important and why it's important to think how you, which clothes you choose and the colors of your clothes, and that you must control your face expressions and why it is, and so on. And to avoid plagiarism, I use my pictures. For example, for face expression, I just did kind of not a slideshow, but collage from my emotions of my face, trying to show yeah, my emotions for face expressions. And for eye contact I use my pictures, and as well I use my picture for the locks. And I actually found on my computer the picture where people were looking for some presentation on laptop, and all of them had some types of locks, so it was just perfect for that. It would be good to interact with people during your presentation, maybe to ask them some questions. Like, for example, at the end I wanted to ask which nonverbal communication methods I used in my presentation, but I didn't have time for that because it's 5 minutes, only 5 minutes, and there's so much you can tell about that. That's why it's important to use quite narrow topic. And another thing, just before you're doing a presentation, it's like little tip. Maybe you put these 3 bullet points which you want to tell there, then write introduction, write what you want to say after you did a research about all these 3 points, then write a summary, what you have told, and then maybe sit and do your slides. Try to use only bullet points in your slides. And like minimum information. Don't put everything. Don't put examples there. Like, for example, about why it is important to control your face expressions. I was making an example that, for example, if you're sitting on your boss's presentation and you think it's boring and that his ideas are stupid, and your face showing this expression, it can bring you wrong consequences, so it's important to learn to control it. Of course, I haven't included it into my slide. I included the different things. I included the types of face expressions which I had in my picture. Then I included some like tips that first try to notice your face expression during your everyday life. Then try to practice in front of the mirror to control them, and so on. Like simple things. as minimum information as you can. Also used like diagrams and different things. So yeah, it's had a success, especially by my teacher, because I did all requirements, which I wasn't sure very much of what they are, because we haven't yet talked all about that. So it was the first presentation, and it's supposed to have a good mark even if it has some like negative things in it to improve. And I was the first person, so, but she said she has no comments, she has nothing to improve with it. So I believe I did a good job, except I did it a bit longer, but it's alright to do it a little bit longer. And the people were listening, so it's a good thing. I did my tips and what the presentation should have: eye contact with people, and contact little bit with your supporting materials, which is usually on the slides behind you, but not so much. So yeah, that's it. That's my oh yeah, not that's it. After I did my slides, then I tried to read each part of it with a slide and time it. So it shouldn't have, because it's 5 parts: introduction, 3 points, and summary. So it should be 5 minutes. Most of the things have 1 slide, half a minute, and you should try to read the topic for 1 minute, which you will say, and then cut it. That's the hardest part, because you think everything looks so perfect and your text looks so good, but you need to cut it and make it shape